Welcome to Ringside Riffs by Andres Cortes. We know that Money in the Bank may be considered one of the best PLEs that WWE has to offer. And if anything, this road to SummerSlam has been heating up in a very fast way. We have the contenders facing off into what seems to be a hyped up Money in the Bank. Yes, we can only expect more things to come, but we have already solidified our true contenders, and it's your pickings to choose. Whether it's Yeet Master, Jay Uso, or we're looking at, yes, Carmelo Hayes has locked in his spot. We also are looking at other people. Andrade, the current speed champion. We're waiting to see what's going to happen between Santos Escobar, Logan Paul, and LA Knight. But if anything, we definitely know that these men, they all deserve an opportunity, they all deserve the chance. And in the women's side, it is impactful, heating up as well, and we can all make our decisions into what is going to happen in the future of the WWE. We all know that the Money in the Bank holds a prestigious case, not only to solidify their opportunity for a WWE chance for a title, but for a chance for them to skyrocket their name into stardom. Now, who might deserve it? We got the Dragon. Elijah's Dragon, he was amazing in NXT. He carried the weight. He was a definite champion and foreseen. But ever since he's been called up, we haven't been seeing the same out of him. We've seen him in such rivalries where we've seen him kind of locked in into the mid card, such as Jey Uso. Yes, Jey Uso has the whole crowd behind him and everybody, but what has happened to the Yeet? No champions. Now, Chad Gable. We thought this man was dead, but he is not. He has come back and risen from the dead with an opportunity to get his chance to a Money in the Bank spot, to get his revenge, to make himself pure and say, hey, I have been bad to you people, and now it is my chance to not only become champion, but to turn into a good character. But who do you think deserves the most opportunity? Jey Uso seems to be a great contender. Everyone wants to see yeet, yeet, yeet. But in the women's side, we might be stating already what we have seen. Now, we see Chelsea Green getting her opportunity, Io Sky getting her opportunity. We continue to see a great push into these NXT call ups. Now, it seems that it might be different, it might be controversial, it might be what they're not expecting, but we still have not expected three more women. We're going to see what happens, and we might see that Io Sky has been able to portray herself as a champion. Because yes, she can't cut these promos, she can't do the right things, but she can do what she needs to be done, and that is probably win the Money in the Bank. Now we have Jade Cargill, who could be a contender for a Money in the Bank chance. We also have Naomi, who ever since she's come back into the WWE, all she's been taking is L's. Now, we would have expected Naomi to pick up big wins, and she's been in big battles, but definitely lots of losses, lots of pinfalls, lots of her being defeated. Jade Cargill, on the other hand, has definitely continued to get pushed, continued to get her momentum stricken. And yes, they did lose the championships, the tag team, but what will that contain into her and what will happen for her contingency? Now, we have other people. Tiffany Stratton. We all know it's Tiffany time, and probably most of the WWE fans are saying that they want Tiffany to win the WWE Championship at one point, and what better but to see that pink Money in the Bank title, that pink Money in the Bank, and her title shot. Because Triple H, he has plans, he hears us, he knows what's going on, he understands exactly what's going on in this brisk, and it's heating up. I mean, this SummerSlam is definitely a pivotal point for the two shows that are now going to be Saturday and Sunday. Now, this SummerSlam has to stack it up as though, hey, this is the reason why we need to start making a 2-night SummerSlam, because things like Money in the Bank, things like these rivalries heat up and make SummerSlam big and great again. And we can only expect that this is going to be a great SummerSlam. It's going to be one of the best SummerSlams, so that we can only stay tuned and continue watching a 2-night SummerSlam, making and creating SummerSlam to be just like WrestleMania. A halftime WrestleMania where anything can happen, where dreams can be accomplished, and maybe the storylines don't have to go all the way to WrestleMania. Maybe it is a way to involve more celebrities, more influences, and more outside perspectives into the wrestling world by having a halftime all-star showcase per se that the WWE doesn't have at this point. We're seeing a halftime 2-night show where we might be seeing the intertwines of people who we might not even think of. Now, there's universe of wrestling is so big that we might not know what to expect. But there is definitely one inspection that we have to see. It is the PLEs continue to grow. The deals with the WWE continue to expand, and anything that is related to the media aspects continues to implement itself. Cody Rhodes being the face of the WWE can only show what is happening in the WWE stakes right now. Now, we know that he is currently not going to be in the Money in the Bank, and it was a great excuse to reveal Jacob Fatu to get Cody Rhodes injured, and for us to only have one championship match at that stake, which will be Damian Priest against Seth Rollins. Now, it's already speculated that we could see Drew McIntyre win that Money in the Bank and cash in on Damian Priest after Damian Priest defeats Seth Rollins, just so that he can prove that he was a worthy champion, just so that he can lose to Drew McIntyre, just so that Drew McIntyre can continue to feud with CM Punk. But is that even capable? We will just continue to see. Now, what will happen on the side of Cody Rhodes? Is it a chance for this whole Bloodline storyline to involve the return of Roman Reigns? We understand now that Cody Rhodes has been injured and Jacob Fatu has joined the Bloodline, and we have the Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa and Solo Sokoa, and we know that maybe Roman Reigns isn't right around the corner. Maybe he's not on the return. But is this just a build-up? Because it's already been mentioned. 3-on-3 match. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens against Jacob Fatu, Solo Sokoa, and one of the Tola Lungas. But we will only have to see and wait, because it is mentioned already that his injuries are going to be, he's just going to be grabbing his ribs. He's going to be saying, hey, I'm injured the whole match. There's probably going to be Kevin Owens taking a bunch of punishment, Randy Orton being resting on the sidelines a bunch, and we can only wait to see what's going to happen. It's going to be Seth Rollins getting that opportunity and coming back into seeing what Damian Priest can offer us, and definitely we should expect Damian Priest to be able to defend that title. Now, will this be the chance where we might see just an appearance, just maybe a hint of the actual Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns? What will happen after the 3-on-3 tag match? What will happen when we see Jacob Fatu continue to dominate and stand his ground? Will we see a return of Roman Reigns for SummerSlam? Because Jacob Fatu is definitely taking in more implementation into what we have seen. He's definitely been more aggressive, and he already was able to take down Cody Rhodes, not like Solo Sikoa took down Cody Rhodes. Think about that. Now, who else has been able to take down Cody Rhodes and just pummeled him as if he was nothing? Yes, Roman Reigns. This is a rivalry gotta build up. This is a storyline that continues to grow. This is something that they're not gonna let go. And we're gonna keep on wondering what is in the minds of the creative directors and what is in the minds of Roman Reigns after having suffered the loss of his father, having suffered the loss of his loved one, and having to deal with yet another passing, having to deal with all his suffering. Will he even come back to the wrestling world? We do know we miss him, we love him, and we acknowledge him. But will we want the bloodline that we currently do, fake imposters? Or do we want Roman back? Now we got to see Raw and we got to see Drew McIntyre continue his tyranny over CM Punk and over the haters and everything that they stand for. He was there making fun of them, making them insecure, making them feel unwanted for what they were chanting. They were chanting the CM Punk, but he made fun as he pointed out in the bracelet that he stole from CM Punk. Yes, he took the bracelet that had the names of the child and the wife. The child being the dog, which we were all chanting all together. Larry! Yes, Larry the dog. We were treated as a child. And AJ, we know her. We want her back in the WWE. There was speculation that she would come back, but she never did come back. She's not making a back. She's not making a return. But we do expect her to come back at one point. Now, we saw the Braun Breaker continue to break, continue to just dominate, continue to not care if Sheamus got involved, if the Kaiser got involved. And in the end, we got to see a sweet preview showdown of just Sami Zayn against Braun Breaker. And if you tell me it's going to be Sami Zayn against Braun Breaker, then Sami Zayn better retain that title, because I don't want to continue to just see some type of dominant nonsense. I want to see a great storyline. And what a great storyline is what the Judgment Day is building. Yes, Dominic Mysterio gets these freaky text messages. We find out that Finn Balor is involved with some sort of holding on to the key, holding on to the everything, and Damian Priest wants nothing involved with this. He wants nothing to do with exactly what is going on. But what happened exactly? We know that Dominic Mysterio slowly and surely is falling for this, and if this is all Dave Morgan's plan, remember, it is the revenge tour. It is the plan to break up the Judgment Day, to take everything that Mommy ever wanted and to ruin her life. Now, think about this. Mommy's gonna come back from that injury. She's gonna have no Dominic, no Judgment Day. She's gonna have no Damian Priest because he thinks he can do everything without the Judgment Day. No Finn Balor because he seems to be backstabbing every single member. No JD because he's gonna be on his own and he deserves it. Now he got his first opportunity for that title, and it was shocking, a revelation that on Raw we would see new title changes. Now, we continue to see this push of this NXT character, which I had remembered before the video, but I completely forgot. And she was in second place for the Queen of the Ring tournament. She has now locked in her position for Money in the Bank, and I ask myself, why the great push? Yes, she does deserve it. I'm not gonna say she doesn't. She's a great athlete, but why are we not stacked to the brim with all these WWE superstars who we can also say have also shown and veteran and have been able to tell talent? I don't understand the promo skills at this point, because we have Selena being able to really solidify her spot and actually earn her chance at the WWE Championship Gold. Now, is she gonna win? No, of course not. Liv Morgan is gonna find a way. The Judgment Day is even gonna interfere, and this is gonna be a great continuation of the storyline. We might even see a LWO against the Judgment Day, and that only hypes us up more because it's already being announced. We're gonna see Dominic Mysterio against Rey Mysterio probably next Raw, and that is going to be father son beating once more because we can't get enough of it. Now, the Judgment Day continue to rule Raw in a certain way because Liv Morgan was able to use her manipulative skills on R-Truth and convince him to, yes, defend those titles. Now, what happened? They did not defend those titles. The Miz knew exactly what would happen. Now, we talked about it before, but Chad Gable came out in Raw and was like, Lord bless me, I have been saved. I am a new person and I am only injured. Y'all thought I was dead. You all gave up on me, but I'm okay. And for me, that was ridiculous because we all saw a bullet in his head. And if not a bullet, then what was it? I understand they had this little mallet thing, right? They had this little mallet thing, but are you telling me he got why? What type of injury is that? Now, the Alpha Academy seems to be broken, but can Chad Gable form a new Alpha Academy? And this will be a great new way to see the revelations and maybe a great way for a little fraction to be controlled by the White Six. This is all just the build up for the White Six. Now, we got to see some great promo action by Bo Dallas. I mean, if you told me to believe, I would not believe that he was making this. Uh, these titles were important because of the change in the fraction. We might not get to see. We got to see the Miz in commentary, which was surprising. Pat McAfee was out, and we got to see that just R-Truth and the Miz are just playing their characters. And I think that everybody in booking just thought that JD McDonough definitely deserved it because it was one of the things that got announced during the match. They said this will be the first time JD McDonough wins something in the main roster, which is pretty much like saying, hey, we're just doing it for this person, which was congratulating. And like I stated, Seth Rollins solidified that title match. He said, hey, if I beat you, Damian, you're going to leave the Judgment Day forever. You're going to stay alone. You're going to try to make it by yourself. You're not going to have people by your side all the time helping you out. But if you beat me, then I'll never challenge for that title again as long as you're the champion. Which was kind of like read between the lines what's happening here. And then Gunther just came out and said, hey guys, I'm Gunther. I'm going to beat any one of you in SummerSlam. So don't get your hopes up too high. Now, the Bo Dallas thing was a bit creepy, was a bit what the White Six is trying to do. And what was the main message of what we got? What was the main message of what we saw with the White Six? We know that we saw Bo Dallas confess that he was disturbed by the passing of his brother. We know that maybe this is all people that are supposed to confess to Uncle Howdy. Are we getting people that are supposed to confess? Did Chad Gable confess to Uncle Howdy? Did we see Chad Gable confess and clear his sins because Uncle Howdy was able to help him out? Now, in the continuation of what we got to see, it's just a build-up for Money in the Bank. Yes, the World Tag Team Champions were the main event. We got to see these titles get defended and lost by the new champions, the Judgment Day. And this just meant one thing. At the very end, we saw the grand finale of the two titles being held up. And guess who came in to intertwine once more? Yes, it was Liv Morgan who had gotten the trust from R-Truth, who had gotten him to believe that, hey, just do this because I want Dominic to fall in love with me. And Dominic sure as hell did fall in love with her because they got those titles secured by the Judgment Day. They got that interference, which the referee was unaware 100% of the time, unaware of what's happening, and there it happened once more in front of his eyes, and there you had it. The Judgment Day had gotten those titles, and what is going to happen now? Are they going to be defending those titles at Money in the Bank, or will we just see the disappearance of the Awesome Truth? Will we get to see a new character develop for R-Truth? as we might be saying, it was getting stale at one point. Now, NXT continues to stay its ground because Heatwave is right around the corner as well. Now, Money in the Bank, Heatwave, WWE just continues to roll with the punches, continues to have PLEs after PLEs, banger after banger, just as Sheamus would say it, and the titles were at match. But if anything, I got to see the New Catch Republic get sent down. Now, is it just me, or wasn't the New Catch Republic in the main roster? They got sent down. They were doing so good just for at the end, Chase University to beat them and to solidify their spot. Yes, I get it. They have the most merchandise sales. They have a bigger fan base down there in NXT. But can you please explain to me how New Catch Republic got sent down? Because it's not the first time. Also in the Battle Royal, I got to see Tyler Bates try to get his chance for a #1 contender stance against whoop that Trick Williams. Now that doesn't even make sense to me. And what is happening with the Heritage Cup as well? I believe that the only thing NXT is doing well at this point is just Trick Williams and the women's division. Because the Heritage Cup is just losing its value little by little. I think not giving the title to Tony D'Angelo made him lose the value that he had, and now holding on to this Heritage Cup is making it lose value. And then we all ended this off with Sean Spears winning. I was gonna say Ty Dillinger, but his name is Sean Spears. He is the Punisher of Punishers, supposedly, and he was able to beat Trick Williams in a pinfall. And what I didn't like is that he was just flat on the mat for a few seconds. What was the need of that? He is the champion. There was some interference. And if anything, Trick Williams should have stood right back up, because Sean Spears is not going to take that title. It was announced it was going to be a 4-way, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching.